What's good, YouTube? Super Insane 18 here, bringing you our third episode of the Majora's Mask Let's Play. We're going to go ahead and just jump right in. There are a couple more things that we are able to do, and I do think I actually solved the lag situation. We will check that here in a moment just to see whether or not I did, but I believe I did. I had to make some setting changes and turn off some shaders, but I don't think we can really tell that the shaders aren't there anymore. We'll see. La la la, they said I was much too loud when I practiced in my room. They got mad. Sigh, now I'm sad. I'll just think about the past to keep my mind off the bad. Ah, yes, I'll do that. Dear spectator, long ago I was in an animal troupe, with dogs and donkeys and such. Why could a man join? That's 'cause a man is an animal too, my boy. They were all great, but there was one thing I didn't like about it. Why was the dog the leader? Was it 'cause something was wrong with me, sir? Oh, that dog was an amazing leader. He always had a stellar troop, no matter what animals he had to work with. That's why I stole it. The dog's mask, I stole it. I wanted it because it was the leader's mask, but I no longer need it, so I'll give it to you. And now we got the Bremen mask. Now, the Bremen mask really only has one use, and that is getting the bunny hood, which is my favorite mask in the game. So we can definitely go ahead and do that. Now, I don't think we can make it in time. Actually, if we slow down time, we might be able to make it. There is one more mask that we can get. You can only get it on the first or the second night. So we are running towards the end of the first night. If we miss it, we can just go to the second night and get it. We can't get the bunny hood until the third day anyway, so I'm not too worried if we have to skip a day. There's not a whole lot of masks that we can really get early on in the game. Most of them are actually later on, but we're going to go ahead, and I never remember the name of it. It's like Kamaro or something like that. Essentially, it's the dancing mask. It'll let us get a piece of heart. That's really it. Yeah, let me through. Alright, so it should be over here on top of this giant, I guess, mushroom you would call it? Yeah, this guy right here. I am no longer part of the living. My sadness to the moon, I haven't left my dance to the world. I am filled with regret. I am disappointed, O moon, I have died. Oh, I plan to bring the world together and stir it into a giant melting pot with my dance. If only I had taught my new dance to someone. The spirit dancer Kamaro was added to your notebook. So now, if we play the Song of Healing, we should get his mask. Spread my dance across the world. Train its followers. I have taught it to you, now make it into a popular dance craze. You got Kamaro's mask. Use it to teach his dance to the world so his moves can become as popular as they hope to be. You became the dancer's successor. I am counting on you. Alright, now if we are quick enough, we might be able to get back to Clocktown for the piece of heart before the night's over. Alright, and the piece of heart's going to be in West Clocktown, so let's go that way. Definitely cutting it close. but here they are. So let's equip the mask. Perfect. Let's talk to them. Don't bother us. It will activate the quest. The Rosa Sisters twin dancers were added to your notebook. Let's put the mask on and let's dance. Thank you for teaching us those steps. You are our master. You've got a piece of heart. You've collected 2 pieces so far. Collect 2 more to extend your life energy. Perfect. Now there is one more we can get immediately here in Clocktown. So let's go ahead and do that. We can take this mask off. And that is that piece of heart. Normally I wait till I have the bunny hood to do this, but we should still be able to get it done. As long as we roll jump here. It's a little bit tricky sometimes, but there we go. Ah, okay. We were a little too close to the edge when we started that. So let's do that. Let's come back a little ways. And then let's try it again. Perfect. Got a piece of heart. We've collected 3. Alright, now there is potentially one more, but we're definitely not going to make it before the night's up. If we go get the moon tier, I think we can do it on night 2. That part I actually don't 100% remember. So let's go get the moon tier again. At the very least, it will let us get the deed, and then we can trade the deed for a piece of heart. We are going to need to turn into Deku Link here, just so that we can break the balloon. And then ideally, we only need to do this one more time after this. I am going to save that trade sequence with the deed until the very end. There is just one other thing you can do with the deed before that trade sequence. The reason that I'm going to save it till the end is because you need to have all 4 locations in the game before you can do it. Otherwise, you'll lose the deed if you reset the day cycle and have to start over. Alright, let's go get the moon tier. Also, a lot of this traveling will be easier once we get the Song of Soaring, which we can get in the first area in the swamp. Once we do that, we can just travel back to Clocktown instead of having to run back every time. Would make this slightly faster. That is another quality of life change that they made, if I'm remembering correctly. You used to have to go down a really weird path to get the Song of Soaring, but now they kind of just put it at the very beginning of the swamp. And we see that the view is getting smaller. That means that the first day is almost over, so we're not going to be able to make it to the piece of heart that I'm thinking about during the cycle. Or not during the cycle, but during this day. I don't remember. That's weird. I left. Did the day turn? Interesting. Okay. So, we're going to go ahead then. We're going to go get the moon tier. And then there isn't much else for us to do. Oh, by the way, we're in East Clocktown. And see, we don't have lag. Turning off those shaders actually really did help. So, let's go ahead. We will get the deed. And then just fast forward to the second night to see if we can do it. We've already read this guy's text. We don't need to read it again. It's always the same. He's essentially just asking us for the moon tier. Now we can get the deed. Off he goes. Now, this particular piece of heart is the single most 2020 thing that I have ever seen, and you'll see why in a moment. So, let's go ahead, we'll just go to, I believe midnight is when I can start it. So, let's just fast forward to midnight here. Perfect. We're going to have to put on the Deku mask so that we can get the flower. Then we can come up here and enter the hotel after hours, which we're not supposed to be able to do. Let's go downstairs and into this room right here. Yep, okay, so we can do it. So let's trade some toilet paper for life. Paper, please. Yeah. Oh, you saved me. This fell down here, I'll give it to you. And we have got our first new heart container. But yeah, this particular side quest aged particularly well with everything currently going on in 2020. Okay, so it looks like you can do it all 3 nights. Good to know. We'll never have to do it again, but good to know. Now, there is one more piece of heart that I know of that we can get immediately. So let's just go ahead and grab that. We do want to go south of Clocktown, so let's come down here. And then straight ahead on the way to the swamp, there's a fairly easy piece of heart we can get. And then we're pretty much going to ignore the swamp until we're ready to actually proceed to the dungeon that's there. Here, we'll activate this cutscene. Oh, I remember this. Tail and I drew this with the Skull Kid when we first met him. He told us that he'd been fighting with his friends and that they had left him all alone. You know, by the end of the game, I actually feel bad for Skull Kid. You know, he's just a little imp that wants some friends, and he got into the wrong thing. I'm sure it was because he was always playing tricks, so nobody wanted to play with him. But to do what he did just because of that? And once he got his power, sad little cutscene there. We know now that Skull Kid isn't really a monster. I hate fighting these. You pretty much have to wait for them to get ready to attack, and then that's when you can attack. It's not really difficult, but just annoying. The way that I play games is typically by just running in and slashing away. That one was a little easier. So there's a piece of heart up there. We have to try and get rid of these bats before we just fly up there. Oh, there was one right there. We got him. He did some damage to us, but it'll refill once we collect this piece. Alright, so that is the first of a new heart container. Let's go ahead and see if we can find a couple rupees. That way we can get the mask that Tingle has for us over there. Right, got him out of the way. It should only be 5 rupees. I believe that's the theme. We don't have 5 just yet. Doesn't look like there's much more grass here that we can cut. That's fine, we can come back here later. We can get that map when it's actually time to go to the swamp. I just figured as long as we were here, we might as well do something. Alright, but now we get to go get my favorite mask in the game. And that's going to make a lot of this playthrough just feel so much better. Because we won't have to be super slow running through the fields anymore. Okay, there we go. We should have enough for that map now. Or we might end up using it to buy the map in this area. Stay away from that bird. That bird will steal everything that we know and love. And it will cost, I believe, 50 rupees to get everything back. And that's just something that we don't want to have to deal with. We'll go ahead, we'll activate this owl statue. What this will do is allow us to save. And then as well, we can teleport to this area once we get that song of soaring that I was telling you about. So let's go ahead and knock Tingle down. And then we should be able to get the mask. Or the map. We've read his text before, we don't need to again. We know that he's just telling us about his sad little life as a 35-year-old fairy. Okay, so it's 20, not 5. That was just Clocktown. We are 7 short. There is some grass here. Maybe we can get lucky. Oh, we're not going to get lucky. We did. Okay, we only missed one of those, actually. Perfect. So let's come over here. We'll get the Romani Ranch map. And now we have the map for this area. Perfect. Now, unfortunately, we cannot get through this until day 3. We are almost at day 3, but let's not waste any time. We're just going to go ahead and skip to the morning. And then we're going to go get the bunny hood. Alright, let's go. Now, after we beat the second dungeon, we can start coming here anytime throughout the day cycle, because we'll be able to get powder kegs and blow up that rock. Normally it takes him the first 2 days to completely clear out that rock, but once we're able to do that, there's a couple of different quests that we can do here. We can get a Pona, we can get a piece of heart, and then there's also a mask quest. Well, we get a couple masks off that quest, honestly. We'll get the Romani mask, and then that will let us get the Troop Leader mask. And yeah, just kind of a lot of stuff that we can do here. We're going to run back here over to this house with the cuckoos painted on it. And actually, preemptively, let's go ahead and just equip the Bremen mask, because we need that to get this mask. We're going to talk to this sad little guy over here. He's upset that his chickens won't grow up. I heard it from my gramps, says the moon's gonna fall. With something that big, it's sure to take this ranch down with it. Ha, oh well. I might as well stay put, I can't run like I used to anyway. My only regret is that I won't get to see these guys in their prime as roosters. If only I could move like I used to back in the day, I'd march these little dudes all around town until they grew big and strong. Sigh. The Kuko-loving grog was added to your notebook. Let's go ahead and equip the mask. And let's march with these chickens. Are there any back there? Doesn't look like it. Oh, was there one right there? Yeah, there was. I'll probably speed this part up in the video. It does take quite a while, since we are stuck marching at a very slow pace. They're all grown up now. How did you do that? Just seeing these guys with the crest and all, I don't have regrets about anything anymore. I'm perfectly satisfied here. You can have this from me. Nothing fancy, just an old mask I used to wear in my running days. You got the bunny hood. My, what long ears it has. Will the power of the wind spring forth? Or of the wild spring forth? Yeah, these guys are all roosters, heh. Alright, so let me show you guys why I love the bunny hood so much. So let's go back out into the field. Alright. Normal running speed. Bunny hood running speed. Normal running speed. Oh, never mind. We activate a cutscene. Pretty much showing us that our horse is here. Nothing we can do with it, unfortunately, since it is day 3. So we're just going to kind of ignore it until we have the opportunity to do this on day 1. But let's put the bunny hood on and run back to Clock Town. Actually, we can just reset the time here. We are 27 minutes deep into the video. At least by recording time might be a little less for you guys if I speed up that Bremen section. But yeah, we can go ahead and reset our day here. We don't have much to really lose. So we'll reset our day. We will slow down the flow of time. And then call it quits. So we are back on the dawn of the first day. Or here. There we go. And that will slow down time, that way we don't forget. We have the maximum amount available to us for this next cycle. And that will be it for today's episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button and the like button down below. If you have any comments that you want to leave, make sure to leave them. I love reading them all. But thanks again for watching. See ya.